that we are going to talk about one lifestyle, what we call as a discipline, and the other lifestyle, we say a life of endurance. They have to go together. If they don't go together, it will continue to cause problems, anxiety, reaction, duality, suffering in our daily lifestyle. So think of it along with me. When we say lifestyle, it is guided by the knowledge in the mind. Oh, this is the way I live. I always eat salad and I don't eat. You see, in terms of, I don't like this. I'm straightforward and blunt. That is why you are suffering. You have to be straightforward to yourself, not to the others. You are not responsible for others. I am very straightforward. I told my honey that, I will not agree to this. But I don't know why I should not agree with this. So I use the two words, I know and I don't know. We leave this knowledge as incomplete knowledge in our daily life, and that causes the suffering. We need to understand this clearly. Do you know Hindi language? No, I don't know. Pay attention. There are two parts of it. I know that I don't know Hindi, and second part is that I don't know Hindi language. I know. What I know that I don't know Hindi language. Do you know your wife? Yes, I know. Are you crazy asking this question? I lived with my wife for 20 years. Ah, so you know. In the next week, she files a divorce application. Then I know how much I know. I'm giving real life examples. I told you that perhaps last month or 2 months ago, there was a title of the article in the Washington Post that I want to divorce my husband, how to save $900,000 if I divorce him. What a great title. You need not to go to the article, you have already understood it. Two parts. We know a little, we claim we know it fully. Do you agree? I know a little, but still I claim I know it fully. I have a total knowledge about my honey, my situation. Huh? My one guy, no, one girl sent an email that, I'm not able to tolerate the political situation in our country, in US. What happened in the election, please guide me and get rid of me of the anxiety. Get rid of these political situation from your mind and you are done. I know, very good, but I don't know fully, right? Did you understand? But when I say I don't know fully, I don't want to know, I don't contemplate, I don't reflect on it, and it is an incomplete knowledge. That incomplete knowledge about anything, about my habit, about my personality or a specific attitude, it causes the problem. How do you see? Wealth fulfills your basic need. This wealth outside cannot enter beyond your body. Do you know that? I don't know. I create a problem in my mind. What will happen tomorrow? What has to happen tomorrow? It will happen. Even after knowing this wealth, this possession cannot enter beyond this body. But my mind is upset. Are you getting it? Think simple. So we have not to stop when I know a thing. No, I have to continue to know. That is why, these tech companies are squeezing our money. How come? Take an example of a phone. Every year they bring a new phone, iPhone or Android phone, whatever it is, whichever company it is. What they say? Speed has increased. You should update your phone. I can give you hundreds of examples. My carrier is AT&T, and when I went there, switched on the phone, switched on the carrier to get some benefit, she said, if you pay $18 per phone, we have six phones uh, with my son, etc. So if you pay $18 each, so it means almost about $100. Then you can update your phone at any time. I said, no, big no. Answer is big no. So she looked at me. I said, no, I don't fall trap into the incomplete knowledge. She said, what do you mean? I said, once you hire me as a coach, then I will tell you. So understand now where we are going. Did you pick up? The wealth cannot buy happiness. Possessions cannot buy happiness. The relationship cannot bring the everlasting happiness in your life. I marry to be happy and I divorce to be happy. My famous statement. You see that? It proves that I know something, but I don't know. And when I don't know, I superimpose my incomplete knowledge on my relationship, in possessions, in the wealth. Oh, wealth will bring happiness. Let me earn. So, how long it took you to earn $10 million? 40 years with a dividend of a heart problem or diabetes. So now use that wealth to take care of your diabetes and dividend. So our master says that when you say that I know, I have to go a little deeper. I have to contemplate and reflect on what I don't know. And we already have a famous statement, a little knowledge is dangerous. So our master says, instead of knowing about the wealth and outside your honey, why don't you know yourself? Why don't you know yourself? So why don't you know yourself? So you are of the nature of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. First, just take it as a hypothesis, then prove it in your life. What is that proving it? Proving it is the process to discover we are of the nature of peace and happiness. It has nothing to do with cult, dogma, belief. Another student, he is quite young. So you say, sir, When you have money, honey will surely love you. I said, that's why the Bill Gates had divorced. That's why Steve Jobs have divorced. That is why Elon Musk has divorced. Or I would say their wives have divorced them. So he started looking at me. You have an instant answer? I said, yes, because I know these simple principles. Think. I know, but I don't know. So when I don't know, I start claiming, I superimpose the false identity on the things, on the event, on the people, on the relationship. One woman recently, she sent an email. Now the Christmas is coming and I'm becoming crazy because I host a party in every Christmas. Don't host it if you become crazy. What the people will say, let the people say anything. You have never invited me and you're writing to me. No. So do you see that? I know I don't know. So this is a big contradiction in our mind, and that contradiction causes anxiety, reaction, impulsive nature. That is the reason. Do you see that? I trusted you for so long. I trusted my honey in a good faith. For what? For happiness and peace. What happened now? Complete the sentence yourself. So it is the problem in my mind. Now, the lifestyle based on the little knowledge means we do not know fully. Eastern wisdom says this is ignorance. Incomplete knowledge is ignorance. Do you know happiness? Yes, I know happiness. Do you know permanent happiness? No, I don't know. Incomplete knowledge. So the Eastern wisdom resolves this contradictions. It says, it brings out gradually, progressively, step by step, and it says, you are of the nature of permanent peace, happiness, love, and wisdom. What is that state? That state is awakening. That state is realization. But if I continue with this, I know and I don't know, if I continue my lifestyle with these two, this phrase, I know and I don't know. Now you're clear what I said, incomplete knowledge. I create millions and trillions of impressions in my mind. One girl, she is hardly 32, 34, from Ukraine. I have decided not to marry because I saw the fight between my parents. What it has to do with your parents? This is your life. Incomplete knowledge. I don't look at myself. And after 2 months, she sent a big email complaining about her parents. So she was on the side of the mother, so she has to blame her father. He is always drinking and doing nothing, but anyhow, he was maintaining the entire family for the last 40 years. Is not that the good point? I'm just explaining you have to contemplate and reflect how many contradictions I have in my life, and I'm continuously living with those contradictions. Don't blame anyone outside. Resolve the contradictions yourself. First, from your mind. then move outside. Life will be better. You see the solution offered by Eastern wisdom. Bill Gates should have learned from anyone from the Eastern wisdom. He should not have made a statement, I lived loveless life for 27 years. Do you still remember? I talked about it. How many years you think you are living loveless life? No, no, I'm joking. You have to find out. That is so too much of impressions. My mind does not want to leave those impressions. It gives you the logic and the reason, full of reaction, anxiety, complaint, and blame. So I started this that we should adopt, cultivate the two lifestyle. One lifestyle in which I put a discipline the mind so that I can remove the incomplete knowledge. Second is the life of endurance. Endurance, you can say, the emotional intelligence. I should not get easily upset emotionally because how many times I get emotionally upset every day, you can count on it. And if you are getting emotionally upset, sometimes you burst out, sometimes you hold it within, that is killing you. Now, my honey is like this, so what should I do? Unnecessary. Society is like this. Leaders are like this. So I don't know. I hide myself. Then I start blaming others. Are you understanding that? When I blame, I cover up. I don't want to remove my ignorance by covering up. Two lifestyle. So one lifestyle is the life of disciplining the mind, and this discipline of the mind, another word is used in Eastern wisdom, austerity, penance. Oh, I have to go to the Himalayas. No, you have to do the practice at home. You need not to go to the Himalayas. You go to the Himalayas, you have already left the situation where it is causing you the problem. Himalayan, if you go to the Himalayas, you'll have more problem. You will blame me after all that. I went to the Himalayas, nothing happened. Nothing. Why anything happen? You have escaped the real situation, real lifestyle. So that is known as the austerity. The Sanskrit word is very peculiar. One is uh, known as the tapa or austerity. Other is known as the titiksha, the emotional wisdom or emotional quotient. In terms of in terms of uh, what I said, in terms of disciplining the mind, that is why Master says I should practice every day in the morning. With the moment you wake up, spare 10 minutes, do the Shanti mantra. I've been telling you, practice the Shanti mantra. You wake up, you don't know what kind of a thought will enter into your mind. So before any thought enters, you practice the Shanti mantra. Thought of incomplete knowledge of blame and reaction can only be resolved by another set of the thoughts. And that is what the Shanti mantra is. You're doing it repeatedly, regularly, and after a few weeks, you recognize and realize, oh, it is possible. Now my mind is totally free, relaxed. I spend about two hours and 2.5 hours doing other stuff. But first 10 minutes I spend on the same thing. Why should I not spend? So that is the one part, the disciplining the mind. Other part of the discipline of the mind. So I have to check that how many on which situation I normally react. I hold back. Another discipline. This cannot happen in the Himalayas. So don't think about austerity and penance that you will practice in the Himalayas. No, you have to practice in my life. The way I'm living my life, I have to find out how many times I get upset. I have to hold back, discipline the mind. I will not get upset. So how I am not getting upset because it is impulsive nature. So I have to rehearse that when this situation arises, what I have to speak, or I will keep silent. So that is you have to contemplate, then only you can come out with a plan. In those days, there was no problem. So then they have approached very near. I will not eat the food for 3 days. Uh, so that kind of a discipline was there in those days. So, but now we can modernize, we can give them. And now the second kind of a lifestyle, second lifestyle is the life of endurance. What is that endurance? So in the first case, I checked my challenges of the mind due to the incomplete knowledge and I disciplined it. Sometimes people say, I'm very blunt and straightforward. I always speak the truth. That is why you are suffering. You speak the truth to yourself. Are you understanding that point? What I have to do, so I have to check those lists. I have to prepare a bucket list and I have to work on it. It will help you to purify your mind. Second is the endurance part. What is the endurance part? If someone says me something and there is a situation where I can endure, let me endure it. For goodness, for good. I love my honey, I care my honey, I take care of it. Or he or she just outburst, let me hold back, let me endure, let me keep silent. Let me tell, okay, honey, I will talk to you later once you are calm. I'm open to the talk. You hold on, you endure it. So when you endure it, you get an emotional poise. It may happen outside in the store or in relations, in friends. Two girls in a particular group I don't want to name, they started abusing each other. And then the one girl told me in a group session that I just want to I just want to remove her from this group. I said, remove it. So she removed. The second girl wrote to me that why she has removed, and then oh no, there is a problem. She told me this, and she told me this. I said, please let me know the entire story. So they exchanged 10 emails together to me, and you know what I did? I'm crazy, so be careful. I said, do you want to solve the problem? They both agreed. So I said, I'm exchanging what you have written to me against her and what the second girl has written against the first one. I'm exchanging this email, read it for about a week and tell me, extract the truth out of it only in 5 points. They realize their mistake. Incomplete knowledge. I will never write to you. I said, no, thank you. Don't write to me. I, I will have relaxed, Otherwise, I have to respond to more than 40 emails or 50 emails every week. I will be relaxed. So they still have certain groove in their mind they are not able to endure and tolerate, and still they are not in talking terms. And they both attend the same session. And before this issue came up, they told me that we are the great friends. Haha, incomplete knowledge. So, two lifestyle of a discipline you have to discover this week, and second is endurance. There are situations and the people, conditions, events in life. If you have certain sickness, don't you endure it? You endure it. There is no other possibility. I have some problem, I endure it. So why shouldn't I endure if it happens in relationship? Endure the political situation, John. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed, and yes, eyes are closed. Place, position, and the posture. Find out the best place for the body. I give you a totally open way of entering into meditation. If you're lying down, that is good. But check that you remain awake throughout the practice. If you cannot, maintain that awareness. So position in the posture, then you are comfortable. I told you again and again that the first three steps should be practiced again and again, being comfortable. What it means, being comfortable, you change the direction of the mind from outside to inside. It is a conscious process. It also happens during the deep sleep, but that is an unconscious process. That is why I sleep in anger and I wake up with anger. But when you change the direction of the mind by being comfortable, you may enter with an agitation or anger, you come out with a calmness. Understanding is very important. Okay, so you're looking at the neck joint, you feel the sensation there, and you check that you're aware of the neck joint and deep inside. The neck joint is a space. You experience you experience sensation, comfort, instead because you have changed the direction. You have said goodbye to all the thoughts. Very good. So look at the shoulder joints, be there, feel the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Move the mind on the entire body, moving the mind gently as if you are touching the skin of the body. You start experiencing the sensation, follows the comfort, follows the sense of steadiness in the body. The sense of steadiness indicates the mind wants to be comfortable, is comfortable. Body is the servant of the mind. So body is constantly moving, distracted. It means the mind is distracted, basically. It is not the body. Body cannot do anything by itself. And then being carefree. Carefree, I told you that you look inside the forehead in the space. Good. The The space is ever present, but the thoughts keeps changing. One thought comes, it leaves. Another feeling comes, it leaves. So there are two things you have to recognize. That demands only awareness. It does not demand any effort. Like vehicles are running on the road, running on the highway. Highway does not change. The vehicles means here the thoughts. We use the metaphor to help you understand. Or the birds flying in the sky does not change. Nothing happens to the sky. So with that understanding, you are looking into the space. This nothing can happen to the space, even if millions of thought enters into the mind. What it means that nothing can happen to the space, and if you identify with the space, the thought comes and doesn't do not come. It has no meaning to you all. Is it not a perfect example of endurance? But sensation, comfort, and steadiness is an example of disciplining the mind. Oh, you didn't tell me before. Yes, I always tell the things when the time matures. So now our journey is to find the real self. One is the physical body. We normally use the word gross. The word gross is used in a different sense in our country. That's why I'm not using. I'm simply using the physical body. Means my sense organ, with the support of the mind, perceives the world outside. It is a physical body. And the subtle body which we cannot perceive. Can I see the thought? Can I see the feeling inside? No. So it occurs in the mind. So subtle body is the mind. From where it comes, those impressions, past impression, there is a storehouse of impressions, which is known as the causal body, not casual body, causal body. So behind these three body, we have the real self. So simple understanding is required. So after the three bodies, what is there? Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Let everyone be happy. Sarve santu niramaya. Let everyone be free from illness. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Let everyone be blessed. Ma kaschid dukkha bhaga bhavid. Let no one suffer from any misery and the suffering. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Our real self, if you sit in a relaxed and calm mood, you become aware of the entire universe. You are filled with compassion. Every human being, even the hardcore criminal, they are compassionate to their members of the family. You cannot say that. It is not there. That is the glimpse of our real self. So I told you that we have to repeat this mantra or another mantra that I gave you, Asatoma Satgamaya. So now with that, we will go for the next step is to purify the mind. You need not to worry. The practice of breathing is good for everyone. So you are looking into the space inside the forehead or the heart. You see the space in dark, empty space, and there you are dropping mentally the mantra, the Shantoham, with understanding. What is the understanding of the mantra? I am the peace. And then you start breathing long and the hissing breath into the rib cage. Long, deep, and the hissing breath. Long, deep, and the hissing breath. So now it is the discipline of the mind. You are doing something on the mind, upon the mind, to change the lifestyle. Previously, it was the endurance training, and this is discipline. So how come it is a discipline? The mind will try to object. No, I cannot do for a longer. So your intellect says, no, let me do it continuously. And then you start feeling different sensation. The mind returns again and says, do you feel these sensations? It will be, but the intellect says, no, let me continue. So it is basically the intellect and the knowledge part that directs the mind to discipline. If the intellect is not clear, it will back out. Continue. Long, deep, and the hissing. So every inhalation and exhalation is equal. How it can be equal? When you inhale, you expand your entire rib cage. When you exhale, uh, you squeeze your entire rib cage. So when you squeeze and expand your entire rib cage, it will not be the fast expulsion of the breath. It will be deep, long, and the hissing breath. But why you insist on that? We will talk about it. Continue. Now stop it. When you stop, look at the flow of the breath. And if you see the flow from both the nostrils are equal, you'll have a peculiar but very calming sensations of tingling, of numbness, of freezing in the body. Yeah, it is a good sign that you did the practice correctly or your mind was receptive. And we will explore this. So, keeping your awareness on the flow of the breath, look at the head and the neck and experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. And also check the intention of the mind. What is the intention you check? Intention of the mind, what it says, I can be in that state for an hour, for more than an hour. I can be in that state, or opposite. So if it is opposite, means what, the mind is still struggling to discipline. You see that you that is the beauty of the Eastern wisdom. It gives you at each point understanding, clarity. So when you do it with complete knowledge and the mind says, I don't want to do, and your intellect insists it, and you succeed in meditation. I believe you have understood it, my friends. Look at the right arm from the shoulder to the fingertips. So you'll experience deepening of the sensation and then relaxation and the stillness and the intention of the mind. It wants to continue. It said, no, I can stay here for more than an hour. That will open the door. Move the mind on the left arm from the shoulder to the fingertips and experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. So you see that there is a uniformity of the sensation, relaxation, and stillness takes place in the entire body. What it means calmness. Mind recognizes that. The middle portion of the body, from the shoulder to the waist, front and the back, sensation, comfort, and relaxation and stillness. Say, for example, you're doing the practice regularly for weeks and the months. Now you are in the kitchen cooking something, or you are driving. Your mind will recall the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. The moment it recalls, you start living in those experiences. The way your mind recalls the experience of reaction, you start crying. Understand it clearly. It is not an incomplete knowledge. Look at the right leg. From the right side of the waist to the toes. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Left leg. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. The entire body. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. And now we will work on the mind. How? By the mind itself. What it means. Look at it. You look at the flow of the breath. Every time the breath goes in, you drop Shanto Ham. Every time the breath comes out, you drop Shanto Ham. But with understanding. Shanto Ham, what is the understanding? I am the peace. Every time you're saying Shanto Ham, so how do you understand that? Again, by a very subtle awareness. What is that subtle awareness? Every time you are saying Shanto Ham, let your mind be lost in the infinite space. But why we are doing this? To have the right knowledge, to remove the ignorance. But why? We are proving that we are the real self. When it will happen depends on you. Continue. Shantuham. When you're saying mentally, it takes even less than a second. On the breath that goes in and comes out. Shantuham. 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your Buddha palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms, know your experiences, and bring the hands down. How are you, Charlie?
I'm good. Very centered.
Very centered, yes. If you remain centered all the time, what kind of a life you'd have?
Yes.
How are you, John?
Hey, Girish, I'm fine. I didn't fall asleep or anything like that. So I'm very good meditation.
Very good. I like it. Very good. So, how are you, Mead?
I feel the same as John. I feel very grateful and very centered right now. Thank you.
Very, very good.
Oh.
That's it. Good. How are you, Sophie?
I'm very good, Girish. I have these imaging coming, like images, like a movie, just flashes coming in, then going. Yeah.
Yeah. Our past impressions sometimes converts into these images. And mind seems to play with these images. It doesn't get disturbed.
No.
Yeah. So if it is not disturbed, obviously, that is one step ahead in the journey. But it doesn't mean that everyone should have images. Everyone's mind is different.
Thank
Are
you.
you? Are you, Anne?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel very good. Yeah. I didn't fall asleep. at all, and I feel very quiet and grounded.
You did not fall into sleep. That is one. And like John, that is wonderful. And at the same time, we find the calmness is there. So that is definitely another sign of the progress. That is all for today. We will meet again next week. Thank you.
Thank you.